Yeah, I see it too. Yeah. Send me the hell before y'all niggas don't tell. Yeah, slide here. Niggas can tell. I shoot a nigga if you tell. Don't tell. Don't tell.
Hey everybody, welcome back to yet another Subs Lie Dubs Lie, a comprehensive anime podcast. It is your boy Jay Justice, aka Versace Vegeta. I'm here with my dog, your host D. What's going on, man?
What's going on, Jay? What's going on, people? We are back, yo. It has felt like 2 months, but we are here. We're bringing you a new, brand spanking new episode, man. I hope y'all guys enjoy this one.
Yeah, indeed. Like, I really hope y'all enjoy this one because we've got a journey to get through. But before we start on anything, look, we know it's been a couple of weeks. As we told y'all last time on the podcast when we were covering the UA Sports Festival, we both had some family things to take care of, right? So we had to be away for a little while. D, you want to talk about any of your time while you were away?
It was kind of cool. I ain't gonna lie. It was cool. It was a mixed bag at first.
Yeah.
I was damn near in hell.
So,
it's just like one of them. It's like one of them. It was like one of them months, some closing stretches. Like,
ooh, okay,
yeah. He was like, yo, can this shit finish already? Like, it was like one ass thing after another. And you were like, all right, man, let's finish this month in peace. And it was moving too slow for me, but it's all good. We are super good now. You know, got to kick it with the fam, so that was the most important thing ever. You know, stay with your people. Life is very short, so anytime you get the chance to hang with your people, you do that. So despite all the assness that came with the weeks, I did get to smile at the end, you know, hang with the family. So that's always good. You know, also got Dokkan to look forward to, so that's, I don't care what nobody says, Dokkan my comfort game.
It really can be there for you in the roughest.
Hell yeah. When you ain't got nothing to do, Dokkan there.
I'm saying,
when the day getting long, Dokkan there, man. Like it's a lot. It's a lot.
Talk about it.
It's a lot, man. Like two big events. Tanabata in Japan. We got an anniversary coming up in 6 days, yo. Dokkan lovers, we up, man.
We really are. We really are, man. Look,
we kind of confused. We up, though.
Man. Yeah.
We up though. Like they did hit me with the swerve because I'm like, okay, never are y'all gonna show me this unit that I definitely would want to use ASAP and tell me that I gotta wait till November. Whatever.
Let's talk about it, man. Okay, so when it comes to Dokkan Battle, for those who are uninitiated, Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, the mobile game that we talk about every fucking chance we get.
Every chance we get, man.
It is currently coming to a point to where when it was originally released, Japan got it at the beginning of 2015. We got it in July of 2015. The rest of the world being we, right?
Yeah.
So the two different servers have been off sync practically by 6 months for the entirety of the game. Up until now, they're telling us that very soon we're about to have a sync of both servers. So no longer will we know what's coming ahead of us when it comes to the international server.
Yeah,
we know for a fact that pretty soon, and they told us it might be during this here anniversary celebration, will we be seeing more of a consistent, hey, at the same time Japan gets releases, we get releases. The problem is Japan just got like 2 new really powerful cards.
Game breaking PNGs, man.
LR Cell Max That's legendary rare Cell Max and legendary rare UI Goku that transforms into Master UI Goku, right? Now, on normal schedule, we would get these cards about like 6 months later.
Yeah.
But they told us the game's gonna catch up pretty soon. Now, okay, let's get a little bit of Dokkan talk. Now that we've kind of set the stage of where we're leading to, right? I have a theory. I think I know when we're getting UI Goku. It's a lot sooner than everybody thinks.
That motherfucker better be part 3. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, okay. You alluded to it, right? So remember, a few months back, we got the EZAs for Majin Buu and Super Vegito. Yes. Were those not originally a part of the anniversary in Japan?
That was part 3.
Okay. I remember that was part 3, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So if they're telling us, hey, we're giving you that super early, then that means something has to be in place of it.
Yeah, because I better not be seeing them again. Are you shitting me?
For our celebration here, and this is supposed to be our last, singular celebration.
Yeah, it's our last hoorah. This is the last time you ever gonna hear the word global and anniversary.
And I think this is what makes me think for sure this is how it's happening. Part 1 is about Dragon Ball Super Broly. Part 2 is about Dragon Ball Super Superheroes. The whole thing is a Dragon Ball Super celebration in general. We're about to get EZA UI Goku and EZA Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta. Those are Extreme Z Awakenings for legendary rares.
Getting mad at them.
Basically, they're buffing. Well, I'm bringing up those two specifically, because
those are important.
Even though the 2 parts for the celebration are not about the Universal Tournament, the Universal Survival Saga, we're getting something that leads to that. So it only kind of leads to say we, during our celebration, would get cards that Japan just got that are in reference to Dragon Ball Superhero and Dragon Ball Super in general. That's just my thinking.
I think that's the logical thing. Would Bandai follow that up? I'd be damned. They might hit us with Topo. I ain't gonna lie, bro. They might.
Yeah, him too.
I'll take it. They hit us with Topo.
That's everything we're missing right there, right?
Yeah, that's it.
I think we just figured it out.
Yeah, that is a Dokkan Fest that we do need, and it was when the data download was uploaded like a couple weeks ago.
We already have it.
He was in there, so he's in that mug. So it's a matter of when are they gonna drop him? His file, his character, it's all in there. It's all in the game. When they drop it, they gotta drop it during the indie. You got to, because you don't tell me Sync is coming up and then they're alluding to this Dokkan Now, July 3rd, which I'll be there. I will be seated. I'll be watching.
Day this pod comes out. Well, I'll be doing a live stream of it.
Yeah, I'll be tapped in because I want to hear what you got to say, Omatsu.
We'll do a stream. Don't tell me no
foolishness, gangster.
The live viewing of the Dokkan Now, because
don't tell me, because Dokkan Now sounds like obvious. Like I'm taking it literally, as in we're about to find we're right there. We ain't got much to do besides give us that Topo. We ain't got no more units really at all besides the Cell Max and that
the UI Goku.
The UI Goku.
That's it.
Shit. Go ahead, go crazy by all means. If you worried about people gonna bring the bricks trucks for these units. I will. I don't care. I'm getting that mug. I'll waste all my stones. I don't give a shit. We get them back. I've noticed in my time playing Dokkan, the amount of stones you spend, you will get it back. Don't know when you gonna get it back, but you gonna get it back.
But it does all come back.
You gonna get it back.
I started out the beginning of this year with around 500 stones that was carried over from last year. I've been saving up my stones. I can't say I haven't done any summoning. I did try to go all out for Vegeta in March.
That was a trap. It was a trap. They ain't shit for that. They ain't shit for that.
and I've done a few summits where I've been actually pretty lucky and gotten a lot of little stuff off of like one time or ticket summits. So the year has still been good to me in terms of like summoning on Dokkan Battle.
Hell yeah.
But bro, so right now I have 2,941 stones. I started today with 2,900. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of missions. I haven't paid for any of these. There's just a lot of missions I haven't cleared in the game.
Yeah,
right?
This game is generous as hell when it comes.
It really is.
I ain't gonna lie. Like, people be like, "Oh man, they only giving us like 2 stones." Man, those shits count. Okay,
I'm dead serious.
They
Hell,
count.
keep in mind, you know, with your daily logins, we've got the little lettuce harvesting thing.
Yeah.
So you're getting a guaranteed 1 to 7 stones every day right now.
You'll get lucky, man. You'll see the big 7 pop up. Shit.
Yeah, I've seen the 3 2 days in a row already, so that's pretty cool. You know, listen, I understand if you don't play Dokkan Battle, this doesn't mean nothing to you, but it means something to me.
It means something to me. This is
it.
my gotcha. I love it.
This is, yeah, seriously, like July is the time of year. Early July is where it just like all really starts to pop off, and it just keeps going.
Yeah.
So on.
July 7th, if you don't hear from us, man, you know what's going on.
Yeah. Oh,
you know what's going on.
Busy. You know what I'm saying? Next Tuesday.
I'm link level, motherfucker.
Next Monday, next Tuesday, this game is gonna be crazy. Crazy. But aside from that, I can say my time while I was gone, it was plentiful in being surrounded by people I love and care for. Right. I did have to go back for a family member's passing. Right. I know I've addressed that a couple of times here on the pod. So last weekend was the funeral for that. I honestly, aside from like the grieving process and everything, could not have been happier to have spent time with my brother and my sisters. One of my sister's girlfriends included in my sisters in that group, just because, not to go into too much, like she really showed out for like how much she was there for our family. That's my fucking sister, bro. I got to travel. We drove from Georgia to Houston to go meet up with the oldest of my younger sisters. So when I say we, this was my brother and sister who also live here in Georgia. They live 3 hours south of me. We all drove together. It was our first road trip, the 3 of us all together. Not only like just as adults, but like in general. Just because my younger sister that was with us, she was like really, really young, or not even born yet, really, when we did our first like road trips and stuff. So this was a really great experience for us to all travel together. My whole family is funny as fuck. Okay? All right, my brother, he's funny as shit. The oldest of my sisters, I always knew she was funny. But the youngest of the ones that were with us, I have a baby sister. She was out of state visiting her sister, so I wasn't able to spend time with her while I was there. But the older 4 of us that are all adults, right? The youngest sister there, man, she is fucking hilarious. It's funny to me because like she's like understated funny. Like she's like the one that like says what everybody's thinking, but like she ain't mean it in a mean way. She's not. She doesn't have a mean bone in her body.
She just blunt with it.
She's not even like blunt. It's just like, hey, did y'all notice like such and such? And we're all like, oh my god, like yes, we were all thinking that. Like it happened multiple times over the weekend. It was just like nuts, you know. Like man, she's freaking hilarious. We all got to just jam out over music and just like talk and everything on the road trips there and back. Enjoyed our time with the oldest of my sisters out in Houston, and then we went back home to San Antonio to all together to go visit with my dad and the rest of my family out there. While we were out there, I got to see a couple of my best friends. Shouts out to my brothers Ian and my brother Cedric. Specifically, Y'all know who you are. All my best friends in this fucking life, man. Listen, very glad I got to have dinner with Ian and his wife, and Brian and I stayed over with Cedric and his wife and their daughter as well. When it comes to my boy Cedric, man, we have a like really strong rivalry in fighting games. Like, we've known each other 15 years. So like, and he's like a couple of years older than me. So like, if there's anybody in this life that I could be like, no, that's my older brother. Even though I'm the oldest in my birth family, that's my older brother. Like, when I tell you like the day we met, like, he was playing like SNK Battleground or something like that. I was like, yo, what? Like, I was like, whoa, yo, okay. Not only do I know somebody who like knows fighting games, like he plays like the sleepers, you know what I'm saying? Like the shit you and me play, right?
Yeah.
So like we just bonded over that since the beginning, and like, man, like it's always an amazing time whenever we get together, because it's like, yo, let's throw on the games, let's get together, right? Well, on this trip, I brought my Steam Deck with me, and I brought a couple of Bluetooth controllers, so we connected the Steam Deck to the TV, and I was like, yo, like, rather than us getting on like the stuff we always play, the Street Fighters, and the Tekkens or the Naruto, we were really big on the Ultimate Ninja Storm.
Yeah, who wasn't, man? Who wasn't?
We got on Garodin.
Ooh.
Fist or twist. Okay. Bro, like we have this sort of rivalry where like once we are both like adept at a game, we might be even for a little bit, but then boom, he just racks up the dubs. Like it's just how it's always worked. And man, like Garodin is just such a fun game because it's such a different type of system, right? You know what I mean? Like you could be getting somebody who's really good with the punches. You could be playing with Chuck Lewis, where you could be doing the bobbing and weaving. You know what I mean? You could be playing with Hiroshi Nagata and pull up some sick ass wrestling moves. And so we're just like, it was me, Cedric, and my brother, and all three of us just like passing around the controllers all night on that, man.
That is fucking fire.
Dude, I'm telling you,
that's
like, it was one of those things where I remember I told my brother Brian, I was like, nah, like Cedric is like, oh, we've always had that sort of rivalry. And he was like, he walked away like, nah, I get it. I completely, you know what I mean? It's like I've always been like that for my younger brother. You know what I mean? Like that person where it's like, oh, like he's insurmountable or whatever. But then like we started going against him. He's like, oh, okay, no, I get it. You know, it's just like we were playing that. We were playing Def Jam.
Oh man.
Oh my god. Man, that was something where like, because I know Ced, he still has his PS2, he still has all those games or whatnot, right? But you know, like, who wants to go through the rigmarole set and all that shit all the time, right? So like, I know, you know, Cedric's like familiar with all the emulators and shit too. So like, it was something where he was like, fuck, I've not played this in a while. Let's get down on it. And like, we warmed up, and man, he started going in like the game. So he was remembering everything right there on the spot. And then I realized on the fly, like, damn, I think Brian probably grew up playing this more than I did. As my brother started beating me on this game too, man. Boy, I was just like, yo, let me check Dokkan right quick. I think I need to log in.
So said that kitchen was getting too hot.
And it's crazy, right? Because like my brother, he's 10 years younger than me. So he was in high school at the time where I was like, you know, in my young 20s and whatnot, right? So to hear my brother see me on Dokkan, he's like, oh no, it got you too. I'm like, huh? He's like, yeah, man. No, I'm glad it's because we're having dinner with Ian and he sees both of us playing it. We're like showing him pictures from when we were playing at his wedding. He's like, yo, y'all better than me, man. Because Brian telling the stories of when he was in high school playing Dokkan on his Android phone and his friend playing it on a tablet, and Brian's got the Japanese account. He's got an Android phone, so he's just easily got both on there.
Easy.
Like, I'm just like, damn, and like I'm showing him like, yo, we got it so much easier now. He's like, nah, you're good. Y'all got it. It's just like, yo, no, I understand, because if he was hooked back then. Boy,
this shit is crack now.
Especially,
this shit work better. This shit work better. Forget about the content. It just work better.
yeah, right. It ain't laggy and all that shit no
laggy,
more. You can scroll through the screen. It's not a constant loading screen at the top.
The hidden potential actually take you mad quick. It ain't taking 50 years to get through it. Like, it's way easier for us.
I do not miss pressing every single
button. No thanks. That's what turned me off from the game. I ain't even gonna lie. Apart from the lagginess, that's what turned me off. I was like, all right, man. There's other gacha games that are doing it way better, and they got petty systems. Where this at?
And they started listening after a while, man, because I could only imagine, man. Like, year 9, they've done so much for that game this year. Next year?
Oh,
man.
Them easy A's just a long
Matsu about to drop nuts.
He about to show you why he the top dog. Why he's still the producer.
Just pop out and show Japanese niggas.
Yeah, he is. Just them easy A's alone. I think 200% leads. Nah, we about to get 230. I ain't gonna lie.
Man.
I feel it.
It's about to be something crazy, bro.
Japan love the year 10.
Yeah.
Year 7 and year 10. That's what they
Year 7 was really where everything kind of started changing for the better.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this year 10 is about to blow up, man. Look, if y'all not playing Dokkan and y'all like, oh, I might want to see what that's about, kind of.
It's gonna be easy for y'all, man. New accounts
go ahead and jump in now, because it's the easiest time. The easiest time.
Hell yeah. New accounts be loved, man. They be blessing. So y'all get all the good units if we really smart with it.
Hell, and just this past weekend it was World Tournament. And look, I know you and I have the same
shit to the ground, bro.
We have the same opinion. World Tournament,
bro. I'm of the opinion that is a brain dead mode. That ain't got nothing of a salient value besides just pressing this
grindiest fucking shit you ever imagined.
Boring ass units, same AOE unit. I'm good, brother. I'm so good. Why they get rid of chain battle and kept this piece of shit? I have no clue, but they got it.
I'm gonna be real with y'all. I love all parts of Dokkan Battle, except for that motherfucking World Tournament that we get every few months.
That shit be turning me off, man. I ain't gonna lie. I'd be like,
basically, you gotta grind the same little fucking stages over and over and over. And the more you grind them, the more points you get. And you gotta get points in order to get the fucking missions cleared. And you gotta get the missions cleared in order to get all the stones. And really, we only doing it for this fucking stones.
Yeah, that's pretty about it. I mean,
and that's how they trap you. They give you a fucking goddamn World Tournament right before a major fucking
you need celebration. You need them. Like I said, every stone counts. So it's like, all right, man, let's go ahead. Let's dig into the hell zone at this World Tournament, and you over there just sweating. How you sweat in a mobile game that has to deal with bubbles? You'd be surprised.
No idea. You over there looking real neatish. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The same damn boring ass units. I'm so tired with that mode, bro.
Looking like that time I got sucked into a gacha unit and have no job. That's what you look like. That's what you look like playing that shit.
Yeah, like it's so redundant. I mean, they be having some. Now they dropping cracked units in this, so like they trying to entice people to come. No, thank you. I love that
It's
physical
sensitive,
Yamcha,
man.
man. That Yamcha busted, but like
hitting them
it's
32
not-
million attacks.
Yeah, like
no
you want
reason,
me to
nigga.
sweat. You want me to sweat for this stupid human. Yeah, you want me to. But nah, brother.
So-
Superheroes about to run this shit.
Most times, I'm gonna be real with you. I look at the world tournament, and it's I do one of two things. If I have time throughout the weekend, I'll sit and okay, whatever. I'll do 10 times a day, and then you know what I mean. Maybe I usually stop at like Saturday and be like, "Listen, I'm done. You couldn't fucking." This weekend, though, we had the pleasantry of watching Yu Yu Hakusho's Dark Tournament, a saga that we are covering this week on Subslide Dubslide. And since the Dark Tournament is a saga that I've watched many times throughout the past 21 years that I've watched it, it is something that I'm not going to say I'm not paying attention, but I can definitely have my phone in my hand and do a grindy ass mode in a fucking mobile game all weekend. And boy, listen, I did the best in World Tournament I've ever did, and all I did, I stopped after 30. I stopped at the 30. You know how you get like the 30 million is your last mission?
Yeah.
I stopped. I didn't touch it anymore. I got 15th local.
Wow.
I've never gotten that high local.
Wow.
Ever.
So you know you were grinding. You know you was playing. You know you was playing.
I was like, whoa. I've never seen like past 50 local. Ever. And I've been playing this game 6 years.
You just need a pod to be. You just need a podcast.
I just need something to do. Yeah. Because I tell you what, man, most World Tournament weekends, it be landing on a, like, there have been times I remember it landed on the weekend where I moved out here, and I was like, no fucking thanks, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when I moved from Texas to fucking Georgia, I was like, yeah, nah, I'm not seeing it, bro. If I'm busy doing something, I'm spending time with family, friends, you know what I'm saying, loved ones, you know what I'm saying, like, whatever. I'm not fucking spending no goddamn time on no fucking World Tournament.
World Tournament. No,
I was sat here planted, bro. So fuck it. It was easy. It was actually easy. And to be real with you, I think I only did it one time Friday, and then by the end of Saturday, I was at like 20.
Wow.
Yeah, because I was just like, I broke it up to only having to watch like so many episodes like per day, and it really wasn't that hard of a watch to do so.
Yeah, it's not that. Yeah.
That being said,
The Dark Tournament.
this week we are covering Yoshihiro Togashi's own
the greatest tournament ever. Yeah.
Many people will tell you this is the greatest tournament. No, not even tournament.
Not even tournament. Like, what are those?
Hang on. Let me go to youtube.com. So if you go to youtube.com and you look up the words Dark Tournament, don't even type in Dark Tournament. You
finish that type.
Just type in Dark Tournament. The first thing you'll see, is this the best tournament in anime? Right?
Motherfuckers.
Is this the best arc in anime? Yeah, like no, these are like literal titles I'm seeing. And look, everybody, I understand how the YouTube algorithm works.
Yeah.
The more colorful with your language you can be to get people's attention, the better, right? Anime's best tournament arc from Somewhere Past Never. Is this the best tournament arc in anime from Totally Not Mark? Why you should watch it? Hey, look.
I ain't saying nothing. Hang on, no hate.
Look. Everything you about to say, I'm gonna agree with, but I'm not gonna even look. I have a whole thread where I've gone into. Was it him or was it? No, it's not. No. It's not. No. It's the other guy. It's the other guy. Fucking Super Eye Patch Wolf. It's easy to get them mixed up sometimes. Oh no, Mark. For better or for worse, I understand his excitement. Super Eye Patch Wolf. I feel like I feel like in another life he was a cult leader.
You oh my soul.
Like,
I don't know how he do it. I don't know how he do it.
He's very good.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. Although he moved a lot of people with them words. The way
Exactly.
Yo, he's so
disgusting. Such friction.
Yeah.
That you cannot help.
Yeah, he be preaching. No, legitimately preaching with the way how he talk. That for better or for worse, he be preaching when he be talking, and it's like, yeah, you got it, sir. I don't agree, but I could see why people, are moved by his content. I ain't gonna lie, I get it, but no, I'm not letting the propaganda move me.
As you can tell, this week, Dee and I are going to be very opinionated on an arc that literally for me,
I fuck with it. I fuck
in
with
2003, and I'm allowed to have not seen things yet in 2003.
Exactly.
Was one of my favorite anime stories ever.
I get
ever.
It was cool.
Ever. I'm telling you, the Christmas of 2003, my dad got me a surround sound system and a DVD player, and I went to Suncoast the day after, and I bought the whole Dark Tournament. Well, not the whole thing. No, I take that back. I did not have that kind of cash yet. No, I had the whole Yusuke versus Toguro part. So like that was like those two DVDs, and I had the one before it, which was Hiei versus Bui. So I had like those 3 DVDs. That whole little like part of the finals, damn near. Not the whole Dark Tournament. That's a wrong statement.
Yeah, you gotta have.
I'm sorry. 2003.
That's the brink truck, man.
2003. I was not fucking loaded like that. My family was never ever loaded like that. So I can definitely tell you, did not have the whole Dark Tournament. But I did buy the majority of the Dark Tournament finals. So like it's a near and dear, like that's the first anime I can think of, like as far as like TV, that I was like, no, I'm buying a collection of these episodes. Like there's a difference between I was buying all the Dragon Ball Z VHSs at Suncoast uncut of my favorites, and there's a difference between like, oh, I'm gonna buy this collection of episodes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This was my first time kind of doing that, just for the sake of it being that. So I'm here to tell you, 23 years later, I've seen many more things, and I will be glad to get into all of the strengths and weaknesses of Yu Hakusho's Dark Tournament. Stick with us after the break as we break this down.
They say good deeds are reflected in the afterlife. Not this time, pal! Unfortunately, so are the bad. Yu Hakusho, coming up next. Only Toonami.
Pardon me if I make this quick.
He's even faster than last time.
Yep.
We just happen to be really, really tough.
Just remember, you brought this upon yourself.
They're even more impressive than I thought.
Very good!
Team Urameshi is in for the fight of their lives.
You are a dead man.
All new episodes of Yu Yu Hakusho. Coming up next.
That was a mistake.
It's gonna be a battle.
First off, I just want to tell y'all, thank you for waking me up.
Yeah.
Secondly, I do want to get into this amazing anime. And I cannot, if we're talking about the anime as a whole, I cannot understate how much I love Yu Yu Hakusho for being a series that was able to, in its short stay, like make such a huge impact. It was a huge competitor for Dragon Ball Z at the time that it was airing. One of the only shows that surpassed it in ratings at any given time, right? talking about like this had a very huge hold on the culture when it came out. And even I would say when it came out in the States, right? It was something that a lot of fans like really gravitated to just because you had another like action anime, albeit it wasn't to like the level of like Dragon Ball Z, of like super powered fighting and whatnot. But if you think about like 2003, where we didn't really have like other animes to compare it to in that sort of like ilk, the US didn't have Hunter x Hunter yet or nothing like that, right?
Yeah.
It was a really, really cool show to watch. Like it was definitely better than like Orphan or fucking goddamn like Flame of Recca. Like we had those over here, right? You know what I mean? But this one was on TV. It was on Toonami.
Yeah.
It had a cast of like these teenage boys, and like they were ruffians. You know what I mean? Like they would talk shit, and that was something as teenagers that we were at the time, easy to gravitate to.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
This was very much, Yusuke, that he fits that mold of my favorite kind of characters. Rude boy, nonsense, delinquent head ass, you know what I'm saying? Wholly violent, you know what I'm saying? That's my kind of guy. Like, Joe Yabuki, one of my favorite pro tags of all time.
Oh yeah.
And Yusuke, like, to me, he just Joe Jr. You know what I mean? With just spiritual energy. So it was very much my shit. I ain't gonna lie. And Yusuke to this day, like, I still fuck with Yusuke. You know what I mean?
One of the greatest pro tags ever. Like, I can't take that away from him, right? And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that sadly Togashi's health was declining towards the end of the series. So he wasn't able to really like continue it for a long period of time. And he said, like, look, this is where I'm ending it. And because he ended it where he did, you don't have a lot of Yu Yu Hakusho like you do have a lot of other major shonen series, right? If you are to look at series that have come out after it, that are these long legacy series, and even series that come out before it, like Saint Seiya or Dragon Ball or Hokuto no Ken, where you've got like multiple arcs to really like dive into and to say like, oh, there's these sections of the story that do certain things. There are only certain sections of Yu Yu Hakusho that stand out.
Absolutely.
Amongst all of them. We had a very great time covering the best arc of Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah, let's talk about that, cause we already covered the best arc of Yu Yu Hakusho a season ago. All this dark tournament shit at the best.
Giving him my idea of the truth. I was giving him my idea of the truth.
I'm sorry, but can y'all I love the fact that anime is being talked about, as opposed to back then where I had to talk to a certain group of people just to, you know what I'm saying, speak about anime. But a lot of y'all got me fucked up, because there's no way you think that this is the best art. There's no way. You dead ass? You dead ass? Be serious. No smile on your face when you say this is the best art. This shit don't move me like that.
You cannot be fucking serious.
Y'all lying.
Yeah. There ain't no fucking way. I'm sorry. There ain't no fucking way. The Chapter Black Saga, you have full-on character growth. You have an enemy that really, while this arc sort of like toys around with some of the ideas that the next arc leads into, like everything changes. Togashi's entire writing style changes from Chapter Black onwards. Like, you don't get Hunter x Hunter without Chapter Black. And I've said that before.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah,
and I'll say it again. You don't get Hunter x Hunter without Chapter Black and the sensibilities that he grew as a writer during that arc. This art,
you don't get a lot of Jujutsu Bison.
Oh yeah.
I ain't gonna stop on y'all. I ain't stopping on your series, but you don't get a lot
without the in-between arc of Chapter Black and Dark Tournament. You know what I mean? Yeah, like there's just so much introduced where he really was starting to cook with gas, and a lot of that cooking really only starts to simmer at the very end of the Dark Tournament. But we have a whole arc to get through, so I'll be glad to get to that once we get there. I do want to set this tone, though, when it comes to tournaments and Yu Yu Hakusho. This is a series that really is mostly tournament arcs. If we count the Genkai tournament, if we count the Dark tournament, we count the Demon World tournament, right? You got the Saint Beast arc, you've got the Terukine arc where they rescue Yukina, you've got Chapter Black. And like the beginning of the show, like all of that is sandwiched in between some tournaments, a big old sandwich of tournaments. I have to tell you, when it comes to structure overall for a tournament, this one's the second best in the show. I think we are forgetting how good that Genkai tournament was. Because
that was good. Like, bro, I think people sleep on that, bro. I ain't gonna lie. That was fire.
Hell, this season we've been asked quite a few times, like, "Hey, why didn't y'all cover the Hunter exams?" And the reason we didn't talk about the Hunter exams is because it's a re-rock of the Genkai tournament.
It's not better than the Genkai tournament.
It's not better than the Genkai tournament. And if we're not dedicating a whole episode to the Genkai tournament because we felt it would be necessary to dedicate an episode to the Dark tournament and talk about the Genkai tournament.
Yeah, y'all the ones that said that this is the GOAT. So like we here to go ahead and challenge that note. So we're gonna speak on it.
This one has a better story overall than the Genkai tournament. I will say that the Genkai tournament does not last long enough for you to have a story beyond who's going to train under Genkai. But in terms of the structure of the tournament, in terms of having an assortment of characters that makes it kind of matter based on the level where the series is at, the Genkai tournament is structured better. What's your take on that?
It was really damn good. It was really damn structured. It was structured well, and it moved me a lot. And I love the conclusion to that.
It's something where, I mean, it's not a long arc. It's not a ground, like it doesn't like set any ground in terms of like doing tournament arcs any really like differently, other than how it for its time you can't see it. But when you look at how the Hunter exams is structured, you look at how the Chunin exams is structured, look at how the UA sports festival is structured. It starts in a way that's very similar to the Genkai tournament, which itself is more so similar to the Galaxian Wars. Shouts out to Saint Seiya.
Saint Seiya love. I'm always gonna be here for that.
You have this like sort of like group of people who are all coming together, not so much to prove that they're the strongest, but because that there is a sort of mantle that they're looking to take up, or a sort of level that they're wanting to achieve beyond being the strongest in the whole world. And that's what makes these sorts of tournaments different, where the Dark tournament goes is it takes a little bit of that structure by having this being a team-based tournament, but outside of being introduced to their opponents during the times where their opponents are going to face off against Team Urameshi, you could be putting anybody at this fucking tournament other than Team Taguro. It does not matter.
Yes. Sorry. That's the facts.
And I'm saying this as a person who enjoys Team Rokuyo Kai, with like the fight with Chu. I
shit
enjoy
was so hard.
I enjoy the moment. Hell, I even thought Shu, you know, the kid with the yo-yos, I thought he was cool.
It was cool. All of that was cool. I think that was, to start off the tournament with that team, that was a great decision, because that was very much my shit. Between the middle is where a lot of shit is like, huh? That's where a lot of this tournament starts to lose me as a whole. But the beginning, 100% my shit.
I thought that one of the coolest moments to me as a kid is actually very understated in all actuality, and that's Hiei using the Jao Insatsuko Kuryuha, aka the Dragon of the Darkness Flame. You go back, you ask anybody what their top 5 moments of the Dark Tournament are, and this one's in there.
Yeah, I think this is like one of the this. For the anime did this shit.
It looks
justice.
so cool. The animation looks awesome. You got a nice little build up to it, right? But I just watched that episode. I don't know if y'all remember. That's only half the episode. The episode keeps going.
Yeah.
Let's not even talk about how in the manga, that's just a panel.
Yeah, it's one panel on it. I read it. And I was like, damn, this shit's short. But that's a lot. I mean, that's a lot. Back then in the 90s, some of your favorite fights is like a couple pages.
Yeah.
It's a couple pages.
And we can even talk about how, like, for better and for worse, Yu Yu Hakusho's anime, and we're not even talking about like the dub sub differences. We're just talking about anime versus manga. Like, it's taking quite a bit of liberties with how that story is presented in the manga.
Yeah, absolutely.
Getting rid of some things and like it gets rid of certain character motivations, like the kid with the yo-yos. He mentions how he was a former guest in a previous Dark Tournament, which the entire concept of guest teams is explained in the manga as humans that dig their nose too close in the demon business, they will get invited to this because it's like, hey, yo, no, we're trying to get rid of y'all. So he was just a human that was already like spiritually inclined, and because he was on a team that had got invited previously, he's there again, this time with some demons. Like, you watch the anime and it's just like, oh yeah, I was interested in doing this. Like, I thought they were interesting. It's like, what? And again, that's just manga versus Japanese script anime.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't even get me started on the things Funimation made up.
Y'all be swearing about that dub, man.
Sounds cool. Yes, I understand. It's
cool.
acted pretty well. I understand that Irishman with the wind powers. Yeah, that's pretty clever, right?
Yeah,
But like,
no,
look, man,
nigga.
I'm sorry. Australian Jace in Dragon Ball Z was like a one-time thing, bro. That was a one-time thing, and it was cool the one time they did it. But I don't know who in Funimation was like, let's make characters from other countries on Earth that are aliens or demons or otherwise non-humans. Gene, Japanese name ass demon, is not a fucking Irish. Just because he drinks doesn't make him fucking Australian.
They cooking. The fuck were they cooking?
I mean, look, you gotta call out some of these damn changes that were made here, because it's just like, what's the point, man? What's the purpose for real?
Yeah, y'all was on y'all 4Kids time, and
when we get 4Kids,
and we be on 4Kids neck like that ass.
Like,
but this was 4Kids X with a mix of that 2000s edge to it, like not too family friendly. It's just, oh yeah, this is where the cool kids is watching. Yeah, they're saying ass, and
he flipped on that. You know,
fuck out of here.
Like little shit like that, you know.
Yeah, Funimation was moving a lot of people back then, though. Not me.
For all we give the hell for fucking for kids for. I'm sorry, we can't say Funimation was just hitting with everything. Like, yeah, it was cool, but it was because the show was cool, nigga.
It was cool that you was getting these series, but like as a whole, no, nigga, no. I really did not like any of like this. Some of the script changes are just borderline useless. It don't do nothing
Really
besides it just ate, and it just aged that corny ass to like, yeah, you got it, family.
Look,
You got
I
it.
understand there is a charm to it, but
Not me.
I
Nostalgia don't move me
found
like that, nigga.
the character just as charming when I was watching it in Japanese. I thought he was just
Yeah, I found him just charming reading the damn the freaking manga. Nigga, like, if we really being on it, like, you ain't gotta do no extra hard work just to make the character appealing. Kuba, the same dumbass that I love in the manga, no different from the anime. You don't gotta do much for him. Him in totality is just enjoyable. You don't gotta change his script. You don't gotta make him say anything stupid. You don't gotta give him no Brooklyn
Not at all.
accent. You don't really have to do any of that at all. But you insisted because this was Funimation's bag in the early 2000s.
that all
Fuck
aside,
out of here.
right? Definitely got to bring that up because it's just like that, and it's interesting because like they only do it with like so few characters, but it's still just it stands out like a motherfucker. That being said, beyond Chu's Australian voice, what a cool character and what a great introduction to have this like sort of person who like gets drunk and gets stronger to fight Yusuke in the very beginning of the tournament, right? Really great matchup. Their knife edge death match was a lot of fun, even though the fight only ends as a knife edge death match, right? It doesn't even like the best parts of it are all before that, really. But it kind of these fights, as well as Kurama's against Roto, where he sort of like tricks him into growing a death plant from his body. These start this like sort of formulaic cycle for all the characters' fights that you'll notice like they all have a very similar theme that starts from here, right? Hiei, there's always going to be something involving. Now the Hiei just kind of gotten rebooted as a whole character during the Dark Tournament.
Absolutely. He a whole. I mean, yeah, he got that one-off antagonist to like full-on main cast. He got the Vegeta treatment.
He really did,
which I love.
because before it was just some guy with a green demon form, and now he's got cool fire dragon techniques, right? So all of his fights are gonna have something to deal with that, right? All of Yusuke's fights are gonna have him overcoming some surmountable odds, or him just stopping somebody,
spamming that. They God. That's really what you be doing. Oh yeah, my limit is fucking this amount. Alright, let me go ahead and overdo this limit. You Kaioken head ass.
Head ass.
You a Kaioken ass nigga. I see you.
It's all of them having a very similar sort of style, right?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the entire reasoning for the tournament, if you weren't already aware, they were invited to this tournament after Toguro, an enemy that Yusuke and the crew had formerly thought they had beaten, came back and determined, like, hey, not only am I not beaten, but you gotta fight me at this tournament or else I'm gonna kill you. So,
which is like, aren't you gonna do that in the tournament?
Yeah.
You'll beat my ass.
Yeah.
You ain't got a choice. Like,
fuck it. That's the fate now. Fuck it.
It's a Goro don't move me as a villain the way how people be talking about. I've seen a lot of talks talking about like, oh yeah, we should have bought it. Like, no.
Let's talk about how
No.
Toguro in the beginning is really just this like
You a
tough
muscle
guy
head.
for hire.
Yeah,
Right.
you just a muscle head ass. I'm hired to do this, and like I like them like scamming niggas, and they like that's that cool aspect about him. Like I like that little. They just scam the fuck out of everybody. Like that surprised me when I first
Yeah,
watched
I
it.
thought that was
I
cool
wasn't
too.
expecting that. That was cool because you don't see that much.
Because you never would have thought that they were gonna be villains past that Tsurukune art.
Yeah.
Right. But this entire thing just starts because Toguro shows, hey, I was actually way stronger than I said I was. This is only 60% of my power. Don't you want to fight me? And if I was scared, I'd be like, no, actually, no, I don't want shit to do with that.
I'd be like, I ain't got nothing to do with you.
I don't want shit to do with none of that.
Ain't got nothing to do with me.
I got high school to deal with.
Exactly. Like, this ain't got nothing to do with me. But then, Toguro pulls out his muscle. He starts flexing on niggas. And then Yusuke like, oh, shit. He damn shit his damn pants and went to Genkai. Like, I got 2 months.
And all because Kuwabara, Hiei, and Kurama were all watching. They were like, all right, man, we'll go with you, bro.
He ain't better than me, but for somebody who gives off this got nothing to do with me, this was the perfect. This got nothing to do with me. There's nothing like you don't get nothing in there's no like as opposed to the next arc where it's like, oh yeah, that chapter black tape, like that intrigues me. There's nothing. There's nothing here that's like, oh, we have a really great reason, and I want to bring that up because for most tournament arcs, all the ones that we've covered, at least up to now, the reason for our main characters like being in the tournament is very clear, and it's something that motivates them, and it's something that like pushes them at their core, whether it be from a sense of protection, a sense of wanting to overcome their current limits, overcome some great force, right? All these different arcs that we've covered. Hell, even with G Gundam. Hey, have you seen this man? Yeah, listen.
From episode 1, we know. Okay, so his dad and his mom's dead. His dad's a stasis. So his brother had something to do with it, and his brother got the Dark Gundam. He needs to find him. Okay, cool. I'm at least intrigued from the premise. This is just some strong nigga challenged them. It said, show up or I'm gonna kill you. That's the only reason they're there. I want to keep that in mind because the reasonings for this tournament and the reasons why everybody says it's all the greatest is because y'all are only remembering the end and how it wraps up. If y'all remember how this started and how we got there, you'd be like, oh, this nigga kind of just made it up as he went. And that's right. The same shit y'all can fucking get Dragon Ball Z for is the same shit that happened with Yu Yu Hakusho.
Shit right here. OD happened. OD. If this would have dropped in this climate, oh yeah, we flaming the fuck out of it.
Let us continue.
And I got love for him. But yeah.
But let us continue because the next one is very much proof of that. Again, the next team they face is the Dr. Ichigaki team. Basically, the demon doctor has possessed these martial artists. He told them, hey, yo, y'all's mentor, he's dying and shit, but the only way we can rescue him is if y'all offer yourselves up as experiments. He puts this fucking demonic shit that possesses them in their blood, and like, really, it's not even some like, oh, y'all can save them from it. No, like, it's attached to them forever. They'll die if they get the shit removed off them, right? So,
this supposed to be emotional bait.
This is... Yes,
this did not move me.
These are possessed fighters. They're good people, and Kuwabara is able to sense the goodness in them. Somehow he's able to tell them somehow find out
this
their
guy's
whole
spiritual
backstory.
training is his spiritual training is so amazing that somehow, some way, found out their whole backstory. Cool, whatever.
They're not even told this backstory. Kuwabara just sees it in a vision. So before the fight starts, he and Kurama get ambushed, and it's up to Kuwabara, Yusuke, and the mysterious masked fighter that's their 5th member of the team to face off against Team Ichigaki 3-on-3, right? The team at first is like, oh shit, we don't really know what's going on here. We don't want to hurt these people. And then eventually they find out the whole backstory, and it's like, oh fuck. We got no choice but to fight them, man. And it's this whole struggle of, what can I hurt these people? They're innocent. Can I keep going? All that shit. Until eventually the masked fighter turns out has this ability where it's not gonna just free them so instantly, but it's like, hey, yo, like, I can free them, but they have to have goodness in their hearts. And because Yusuke and Kuwabara don't know nothing about these guys, they don't know these people were tricked and all this shit. So of course, it winds up just being no problem whatsoever. Dr. Ichigaki steps into the fight, turns to a big demon. Yusuke beats him.
Beats his ass. This was a waste
of 4 episodes.
I was not moved by
waste
this,
of
bro.
4 episodes, a waste of
Trying to like
chapters.
emotionally, that's emotional bait. I did not care about them enough. I've seen so many tournaments where you had this whole good, old sad backstory. Like Goku beat Nam up and Nam needed the water for his village, and Goku didn't give a fuck. I'm like, why am I supposed to care? Why are they out here?
So for the sense of there to be more stakes, they're usually in anime or a manga is like, oh, you know, we've raised the stakes by having an important, you know, moment take place, like a character gets kidnapped or someone's loved one is in danger or some shit. Let me tell you, Yusuke's girlfriend Keiko basically gets bullied into going to this tournament after she's been attacked by demons, mind you. The Grim Reaper Botan basically says, hey, yeah, nah, you coming.
Yo man here. Yo man here.
So then Kuwabara's sister, who just happens to be really good at like
she know everything
and everything, it just happens to be the smartest character in the whole group. Apparently, she joins too, and in the manga, Yusuke's whole ass mom goes too.
Yeah. The whole gang there. For what purpose?
They just chilling in a crowd full of bloodthirsty demons. I bring this up because at no point are they ever in any kind of fucking real danger.
Nah.
Like at one point, Sakyo helps Kuwabara's sister.
Yeah, they have a little romance.
That's just to introduce those two as characters.
Yeah.
That's it. That's just to give Kuwabara's sister a crush. That's it.
Yeah.
Nothing important happens.
Oh, she gets the lighter. Oh, she gets the lighter.
So how do we build stakes if there are no stakes? We do that with artificial difficulty padding. As the quarterfinals, the third round is immediately after the second round of the tournament as they facing off against Team Masho. Now, this team really neat selection of characters. You got basically demon ninjas.
Yeah.
Really cool selection of characters. But we also have this sort of thing where, again, 2 members of the team were just randomly pulled out for no reason.
For whatever reason.
Demon Nurse tells GA and the Masked Rider to go and be treated. Even though Kuwabara was one that was super hurt.
He's banged up, moshed up, clearly.
And she traps him in a barrier in a tent.
Yeah.
So only Yusuke and Kurama can fight. So Kurama winds up facing off against this blood demon ninja, which I thought was actually a really neat fight. This blood seals get sealed on him. You know, Kurama, who usually fights with his hands in his whip, he can't use his hands, so he has to bust out a whip from his hair. You know what I'm saying? In the next fight, since Kurama is still sealed up and had to use a death plant to save himself, he's unconscious and he gets beat up and thrown around until he gets stopped right as Yusuke tells his opponent, like, hey, cut it out. Basically scares the dude out of doing it, right? So he just throws Kurama out of the ring. Yusuke goes in, fights against Bakken, blasts this man's sweat fog away with the fucking spirit gun, and then we get to the interesting fight of
the Irishman.
This round of the tournament. That's right, Yusuke versus Jin. Now, this is something where this is meant to be a pivotal moment showcasing Yusuke's growth as a fighter. And like, if I'm looking at this with just 1992 when it was released eyes, it's pretty good. It's pretty good in the sense of like showing like, okay, Yusuke kind of has to be kind of tricky in how he fights. But I can only say pretty good. because Yusuke wins by busting out a move we've never fucking heard of up until this moment. Like it's been implied that there's a spirit wave, but Yusuke just like uses it as a move. We thought it was a power. Am I wrong in deducing as such? Did they not introduce a spirit wife as a power first and not like a technique that he could use?
Pull that shit out of his thin ass.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, he just uses this random move, and I mean it looks pretty cool. But like I said, you can only call the fight pretty good because it's at the end it's just against a guy who could fly, and Yusuke has a blast that goes in one direction. So how's he gonna fight it? It looks neat. It's a pretty cool fight, but all in all, it's not like this crazy, awesome anime spectacle. Like it's just nothing like that. And I'm even saying that for if we're keeping it in 1994 terms. You know what I'm saying? They're able to win the rest of the round as a injured Kuwabara was able to get a lucky win at the end, right? And this leads to where the real story of the arc begins, right? We find out the masked fighter is actually Genkai, and she's there to give Yusuke one last test to sort of prove if he's willing to go to all lengths to get power. And Yusuke, being the character that he is, thinking that's a good question, he's like, of course I am. So then Genkai goes, okay, well then kill me. And he's like, wait, what? No, I would never do that. She's like, all right, you pass. He's like, what? And basically she's testing him because that is the story that we wind up getting for Toguro. That he sacrificed his humanity and his close relationships, anything that made him human, in order to gain power. Because Yusuke has passed this sort of morality check, he now gets passed on the spirit orb, where he has to basically endure an intense amount of pain in order to survive. That's the thing, though. That's it. That's all he has to do, is survive being in pain. I bring this up because this is essentially a training arc. Is it not?
Yeah, he in there. He in there.
And with most training arcs, we get a character being taught a lesson. Yusuke was given a lesson and didn't even really get taught it. It was just like, Genkai knows what's up, so she's cool with it. Yeah. Yusuke doesn't learn anything about well, no, you should be compassionate and that's going to lead to more strength. He learns that the hard way through this arc, but she doesn't teach him that. There isn't any sort of training of hey, there's new skills I can show you or a way that you can become stronger. No, it's just, I'm going to pass my powers to you and you're going to be stronger.
Fuck you. If this were to happen in modern times, with the way how y'all be going about just trashing basically anything that's not just physically just trained. You didn't learn this by pure skill, just given. Oh man, y'all have flamed up Togashi. I ain't gonna lie. It's a good thing this dropped in 92 and not 2022. For sure.
I mean, let's be real. Ichigo's dad stood over Ichigo in a cave where all time stopped. He basically turned it into the fucking ruined spirit of time. And he said, hey, I'm gonna teach you how to use the last move for your sword. And we accepted that shit.
Yeah.
We accepted that because it was your dad clearly knows how he's doing this. He's just teaching you in a meditative state, and you have to master this from fighting your sword. And Ichigo is in the spirit world fighting against the spirit of his sword. We see something where he's physically like achieving this sort of like willpower struggle. Yusuke spends this round of the tournament screaming in a cave.
Nigga screaming for the whole duration of this time.
Meanwhile, it's up to Hiei, Kurama, and Kuwabara to face off against Team Urotogi. And here's the crazy part. This round was awesome.
Yeah.
This round is my favorite round of the whole tournament.
MC Man was not needed.
Yusuke's not around. We show that Hiei is dealing with the fact that he can't
His whole
use
team is fucked up.
this new power that he's just achieved after it burned his arm. So we see Hiei have to struggle against Kuro Momotaro, who can evolve over time by using these abilities that give him the power of an ape, a pheasant, and a dog. And if you didn't catch what his name was, it's Black Momotaro.
Yeah, nigga.
Team Urotogi, their villains are based off of Japanese folktales. So
Basically.
Hiei is facing off a dude who represents the legend of Momotaro. Kurama has to face off against a guy who represents the legend of Urashima. So much to whenever he's facing off against Kurama, he mentions like, yo, like we were created based off of children's contradictions of children's stories. So people would think, oh, why would it work like that? And basically thinking with their adult brains, and that they were created based off of that. But let the dub tell it. Let the dub tell it. And oh, I needed money for my grandma, and the demons forced me on their team.
Yeah, alright, man. What did this do for anybody? Nobody. Nothing.
So you mean to tell me it was harder to teach kids to put a little like, hey, yo, so like this was a Japanese folktale, and like kids would believe that because we don't know about that either. So like you could tell us it was.
Got the show calling people jackasses, bitch, whatever, but you don't got the talent to. Yeah, alright, man. Animation full of shit.
I just think it's kind of whack. Basically, in this tale of Urashima, he protects his box, then he has to guard this turtle, but if he looks inside the box, something will happen, so he's not supposed to ever look inside the box. He looks inside the box, it ages him into an old man. It's basically like, hey, yo, you know, like the story, the folktale of like, you know, do what you're told type shit.
Too much.
In reverse, this box would de-age the person that it affects, and instead of turning Kurama into a child, it then turns him into a former demon that possesses his body, Yoko Kurama.
The coolest shit ever.
Quite honestly, just so fucking cool, man. Like he turns into this silver-haired fox demon. What I really like about Yoko Kurama in both of the fights that he's in this arc, he's very understated, right? He's not around very long. He's always treated like this huge threat. He's always doing some badass evil demon plan shit. Like it's just completely reverse of human Kurama. Just like very like wicked, willing to do whatever it takes, right? After that, Genkai comes back, faces off against the last two team members of the team in a great fight against Shishi Wakamaru. Really thought old Genkai using her powers in different showcases against Shishi Wakamaru was cool as fuck, cannot lie. And then her just curb stomping the great Suzuki was awesome. Early Hisoka and the great Suzuki for sure.
Nice little cute moment. Yeah.
Now this is where stakes really get built in the tournament, as thereafter you have Taguro versus Genkai. We basically get the backstories for both Toguro and Genkai wrapped up in one story where we're told that when they were both younger, they both fought together as martial artists. However, they fought together in a dark tournament 50 years ago, and Toguro wished to have superhuman strength at the risk of getting rid of his humanity, right? So Toguro, now seeing that Genkai has passed on her powers to Yusuke, believes that as someone who was once mighty, she just doesn't deserve to live anymore. So he challenges Genkai, and Genkai willingly goes off to go face off against him. I do like how the tension is built, but like it's only built for like a little bit. You've got that moment where Karasu from Team Toguro basically tells Kurama like one of your team's gonna die, and like Kurama doesn't really piece it together until like everybody's noticing like, wait, Genkai went off for something, and oh my god, what's that strange demon battle power that's flaring off there, right? Because basically the two of them do fight against each other, and Genkai, while she gives it her best, ultimately gets beat down by Toguro, where Yusuke wakes up from the training that he overwent from after having passed out from being motivated by his demons, by his spirit beast Pooh, who was bringing water to him in order for him to survive in the cave. He was able to overcome his pain, and after waking up from that, he is able to arrive to Genkai right as she's dying. This moment, I'm gonna get to it. This moment, I'm gonna get to the problem with it. But the moment should have been the thing that knocks down Yusuke's emotional wall. The thing that makes Yusuke not only like feel like, oh, like I've overcome this power that she gave me, and I have to, carry it on in her memory. It should have been like, no, like I gotta take this way more seriously. But outside of everyone being sad from Genkai's death and Kuwabara not being told this at that moment, that's really the only way you get from it.
Lame.
Along the way, the Great Suzuki does gift Kurama and Kuwabara 2 items in order to allow them to face off against Team Toguro, as he doesn't like them, but hates Toguro from having basically ridiculed him in a previous fight, right? He gives Kurama a drink that will give him the ability to control his Yoko form, and Kuwabara a sword blade that will be able to control his spirit energy much stronger. And the next day begins the finals of the Dark Tournament. At this point, we were basically left with 4 one-on-one fights. And since Toguro team only had 4 members, and Team Urameshi now only has 4 members, we have Koima step in to represent Team Urameshi, and Sakyo, the rich human that had hired Team Toguro, stepping in, basically saying that they would give their lives if their team lost, right? Yeah. Now, Sakyo is from somebody I've only mentioned a couple of times up to now, because basically, up until now, he's only been really important in the dealings with the rich humans who are betting on the Dark Tournament, sort of representing the seedy, rich underbelly of humanity. But it's only here at the finals that we learn that he's had this goal of opening a hole to the demon world. And that's a plot that really goes nowhere, so much to the fact that I forgot all about that for years. When I watched the live action, I was like, oh, they're taking Sensui's plot. No, I forgot. That was Sakyo's plot too. It was just a random little fucking thing they threw in at the end. It doesn't go anywhere. I forgot that was part of Sakyo's actual plan.
I just thought he like smoke. I just thought he was there to smoke cigarettes. So fucking.
My wish is to get like 100 million, trillion, quadrillion dollars, so that way I can open a hole to Demon World. I'm just like, I guess, like, so that way you can play scientist or something. Whatever,
right,
man.
Yeah, whatever, man.
So, look, they're doing what they can with that, but
at this point, where the finals at? Because they go nowhere with this shit.
We're, as you can see, like I said, we're building in these little bits that are like, okay, now that's a reason to care. Now that's a reason to care. But mind you, the Urameshi team does not know about Sakyo's plan. Sakyo only sent this quietly to Toguro in the room. So it's not like there is any stakes built for this. It's just that he said to Toguro, like, oh yeah, if we win, it's wrong.
Yeah, if we win.
And since they're the bad guys, you think this is gonna happen?
Bro,
let's find out.
You just murked Genkai. We about to have a whole change in shit though. Shenanigans and Deus Ex Machinas pop in. So I mean, was this ever gonna happen?
So we have Kurama versus Karasu, the beautiful bomber fighter of the Team Toguro, in a battle of who's got the longest bust down. Karasu and Kurama fight until Kurama goes into his Yoko mode. Karasu goes Super Saiyan.
Super freaking Saiyan out of nowhere.
I don't know why.
Yeah, this fight was weird. This whole Karasu weird. He weird. He give me Griffith vibes.
Yeah, very, very odd. Note from Bleach, the 1,000-Year Blood War, I felt like was like, oh, that was definitely like based on Karasu, but that character is way more interesting than Karasu ever was.
Yeah, this guy's just a weird freak.
That guy at least is a weird freak who has a cool backstory. This guy is just a weird freak.
He's just a weird freak, and that's where it ends.
Yoko Kurama gets him with a blood-sucking demon plant, and they both pass out.
Cool.
Karasu dies. Kurama gets up. Everybody's like, yeah, Kurama, you won. And then all of a sudden, off to the side, they're like, and the win goes to Karasu. Because Kurama was down for a 10 count. Though, wouldn't they have both been down for that same 10 count?
Yeah, what is that?
The 10 count that none of us heard, by the way.
Yeah, it would have been a
rules
draw.
I have not touched on that enough. Rules just be getting reinforced. Just, I swear to God, the committee of the Dark Tournament is just Togashi's editor saying, "No, we need something to throw."
Yes, exactly.
We need something to throw in right now. It's just random shit just pops off whenever the ruling committee, the editor wants it to happen.
It would have been a draw, and we saw a draw. Like, what are we doing?
I don't get it.
If two of them are out for that count,
isn't that one of them winds up getting up?
That's a declared win.
This would have never happened in the fucking Battle City tournament, nigga. In the Battle City tournament, nigga, Ivo would have been like, nah, nigga, we don't give a 5 minutes, we gonna see who get up.
Yeah, this was
watch Battle City, a tournament where people are not fighting, got better last man standing rules. I have no idea.
I have no clue either. I don't know what Togashi was cooking there. I don't know what he was cooking in his finals, period.
I will say he cooked a little bit when it comes to Kie versus Bui, because animation-wise, if we're talking about the anime, that fight just looks spectacular. It's the
anime did its thing.
The best showcase of the Dragon of the Darkness Flame. It literally laps around the whole arena, goes careening through the stands, all this stuff, before he gets thrown back at Hiei and he turns into his invincible dragon mode. God, just what a cool concept of the Hiei even becoming the dragon, you know?
Yeah, it's cool. At this point, I'm just burnt out on this whole fight. I'm like, yo, I'm not gonna lie, like all the cool shit. It's just like half of it just goes a little bit down for me because it's like enough's enough. Enough's enough. I'm sorry.
The coolness ends to that fight when we come to a point where Bui, because he had been basically beaten into submission by the Toguro brothers, basically says, hey man, kill me. Because, the Toguro brothers, they didn't give me no chance. And if I wasn't strong enough to fight them, then I have no reason to live. And he is just like, yeah, dog, whatever. That sounds crazy. If you want to die, just sit there and do it, man. And I will say, I did think that kind of line was like pretty neat because it's just like, hey, man, I just want to let you know, complex characters, we ain't gotten really no room for that right now, bro. So
we are too late into this arc for that, brother.
Do what you feel like doing, bro. I'm dunsies. I'm gonna go take a nap.
Yeah, you missed your mark with this one. You should have had all of this mid-tournament.
After that, we have Kurama versus Elder Toguro, which in terms of like actual storytelling is a neat fight, right?
Yeah.
Getting the explanation made to Kuwabara about the fact that not only is Genkai dead, but why she died. The fact that winds up pissing off younger Toguro, right? Because he's just like, you saying too fucking much. You know what I mean? I thought that was pretty interesting. But then again, it's like too little too late. You're like giving this layer to a character to show that he's like kind of honorable, but it's like right before he's about to die. Because he's about to have his fight and that's it, right?
We about to get murked.
I do like that it pushed Kuwabara, a character who, for all intents and purposes was always sort of like the slapsticky kind of character. It did give him like a serious reason for the fight. And, just beyond like, oh, I have to win. Because of course he's scared of all of the body horror type shit that Elder Toguro is showing off in the fight, right?
Yeah.
But as it progresses, the sword hilt that he was given, it attunes to his power and emotion to a point to where since Elder Toguro can't be cut through as he's able to move around his internal organs, he transforms his spirit sword into a giant swatter and just smashes Elder Toguro into the ground, seemingly destroying him at the time.
Yeah.
Giving Kuwabara that decisive win where he just looks back at Yusuke after like sort of emotionally getting over the fact that no one told him, and he tells him, just win. Kuwabara with that cool ass and like the thing is like no one's had that sort of like manly ass moment until like Kuwabara did right then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it really was neat to see Kuwabara with that fight, considering going into it, for all intents and purposes, he would have been a loser. You know what I mean?
He was jobbing out in the most embarrassing ways possible.
Getting teleported to other dimensions and shit, other arenas.
Shit ever.
Getting turned into an entire joke throughout this tournament. To see him in his last real fight, get that dub was really dope.
Lord knows you needed it.
Because once we get to Yusuke versus Toguro, things start to change in tone again, right?
Yeah, this shit becomes a series that's very popular during that time. So yeah, shout out to that series, that monumental series.
I'm just gonna put it out right, man. This is Dragon Ball Z. This is Goku versus Frieza, and that's why people fuck with this fight, bro.
OD.
You have two characters that are fighting over ideology's sake at this point, right? But also because the mightiest one has threatened the lives of everyone that the main character cares about, right? Throughout the fight, we see just like in Goku versus Frieza, Yusuke gets outclassed by Toguro, who is saying that he's only using a certain percentage of his power.
Where have I seen this before?
It gets to a point to where the villain then says, I'm going to take it a step further and kill one of your friends in order to bring out your true fighting potential. But you see, instead of it being, I'm the villain and I got that idea myself because I feel like I need to push you, Genkai possesses Yusuke's spirit beast.
Induce X. When was this established in this series?
And tells Toguro, yeah, kill one of his friends. Which is just like a character shift that like makes no sense to me. Like, why would she tell him?
Yeah,
kill one of them. Just kill one of them.
Yeah, this was dumb.
But hey, yo, look, it's just one kid. It's just one person. Look, sacrifice one of your friends. It's no big deal. And like, what really tripped me out is that the whole point of, hey, would you kill me in order to get stronger, was that you were fine with the fact that Yusuke said he would not sacrifice nobody. That was the whole point, was that Yusuke was not willing to sacrifice people. So then you tell him, no, you have to. And he's like, you old bitch, what do you mean I would never do such shit? Didn't you tell me that was the point, was not to be like that?
Fucking dumb.
So then Kuwabara, hearing this and being Yusuke's closest friend, says, hey man, look, I'm just gonna be a man and just take one for the team, dog. If that's what it takes for you to get stronger, that's what it's gonna be. And he rushes at Toguro, sword in hand, and Toguro impales him right in the chest. And that brings out Yusuke's
Super
power
Saiyan
to the surface, basically turning him Super Saiyan. Now, my problem is, didn't Yusuke just have his mentor die in his fucking arms?
Where was that, Martins?
And you saw her get killed.
Where was
you showed up at the last minute? In other animes, you awaken your Sharingan just being at the last minute. In this one, you just
you needed two of these puppets.
And just like Goku versus Frieza, apparently 100% is not really 100%, and besides you 100% of 100%.
That man Togashi just playing with math.
You got Yusuke outclassing Toguro for a little bit, and then Toguro's like, all right, bet, I'll just go to full power, and then he says, I'll take your spirit gun. Yusuke fires off one last spirit gun. He sits there and he just literally eats it. Like he just catches it. Like he just like with his body. And then crumbles apart.
I'm like,
and dies.
I'm like, finally, bro.
Like it just
what a dope
blows my mind. How many times throughout this tournament the story is like, oh, okay, now it's about this. No, now it's about this. Well, now this character has this sort of plan, but nobody else knows. Oh, now this character has this sort of plan. Oh, did I mention that Yukina, Kie's sister, is there? Looking for her long lost brother. That really wasn't even really important, other than
that wasn't important.
Kuwabara, the love boost power. Oh, speaking of Kuwabara, did I mention he's not dead at all?
Yeah, they faked this shit out.
Toguro avoided Kuwabara's vitals because apparently he's a gentleman. He's just like, I just wanted you to think your friend was killed. She told me that's what would happen, and so like I'm nice. I'll just fake.
So what was the whole point of killing Genkai?
Oh, I'll tell you what the whole point of killing Genkai was. So at the end of the Dark Tournament, the winner gets a wish. Mind you, the team that won was invited, didn't have no real reason to be there, didn't have any want to be there, none of that. I guess they needed something to use a wish on. So guess who comes back to life? Genkai. Only after we see that, oh, well, actually, Toguro and Genkai were attacked by a demon that invited them to the Dark Tournament, and all Toguro's peeps got killed, and Toguro went crazy, and that made him want to give in to just wanting power. So he killed that dude in the finals of the next Dark Tournament, and then that's what made him want to be powerful, was because he couldn't protect his friends.
Tadashi, you full of shit. I grew up on your shit, but you full of shit for all of this. This is straight out of your ass. This is straight out your ass, bro. I'm sorry.
And then Genkai in the afterlife sees Toguro, who's like, "Hey, just send me to the lowest of all the hells. Just send me to the lowest of all the hells." And
tough like that or something.
He is. Yeah, Genkai's like, "You sure?" He's like, "Yeah." She's like, "But even Koenma." He's like, "Hey, you know, as a martial artist, you actually did a lot of good for humanity. You don't have to suffer that much." Nah, man. Say, bro, nah. I want to suffer forever. All right, you gonna get into the darkest circle of all hell forever. All right, man. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Okay, bet. And I say that with that much excitement because all of it really means nothing. It really means nothing. Togoro's character.
Yeah, that's done. We're done with
just in the afterlife forever, just in hell, chilling.
He's not that even tough of a demon to really be even down in the pits of the pits. There's probably a couple of demons, S-class demons smoking.
A-class demons. Remember at the end?
Yeah. He's not. Yeah, exactly. I was being generous saying S-class is good.
You know what I'm saying?
A-class is just fucking him up.
You know, like.
And that was the worst thing that they ever introduced, by the way. The way the shit ought to go. The way to completely just say, alright, this tournament is really just child's play.
And then
so
Yusuke just winds up like, "Hey, alright, man, well, cool. We learned from that. Damn. You know, I'm pretty sad that I lost my teacher, and that sucks that guy just was looking for somebody so strong to fight. Damn. At least I'll never turn out like that." And then Genkai gets brought back to life. The end.
Yeah, we repeat the same shit over.
The end.
We started off strong. We wavered off. And this last stretch lost me completely. I ain't gonna lie. Lost me completely. This ain't it. I don't give a fuck how much you love the Sakuga. I don't care. Like this lost me. That whole final exchange, that is that is everything you do not do for your final fight.
My thing is just that
I don't give a fuck about your goal. To be honest,
we talk about how this is such an iconic arc. We talk about how it's such an iconic set of fights and how it's this great story arc. And I will give it that there are a lot of great and solid fights that are fun in a vacuum.
Yeah.
But those fights do not make a great arc.
Yeah, it was just cool animation that I wasn't saving this shit. I'll be very honest. It didn't. That fight doesn't even fucking make sense. That whole way to just shit. Bro, that's exactly why. Oh yeah, why are we not talking about Toguro as one of the greatest? What? He's not even a villain from this. That whole backdrop lore. I'm not. He's just a misguided, confused weirdo.
At first, he was just a mercenary who threatened that somebody would die if they didn't go into a tournament. Then he's just a guy that just pushed to fight.
Just some out of nowhere, Mikey. My fucking forget though. Oh, what on my face with that, man? I was not moved. Cool fights though, but the grand scheme of things, the blah, this shit did not move me. And then you brought back Genkai, and I was like, alright, man, y'all got it. Y'all pulled the Dragon Ball, OD. This whole finals you pulled the Dragon Ball, but you really doubled down on the Dragon Ball shit. You're like, yeah, you got it, man. You won.
It's like I could see if there were some sort of like threat that would have been given leading up to the fight that was like, oh shit, like, you know, they already opened a hole the demon world. And
he mentioned that as his
if they win, it's gonna be bigger. But no, that just winds up being the story arc for the next story.
Yeah.
Togashi goes, oh fuck, I forgot that.
Yeah. No. This idea is kind of cool. Let me expound upon that. Had to go brought that up as a pitch for the tournament, I would be more moved as opposed to, yeah, you don't enjoy this tournament, I'm gonna fuck you around and kill you. Like, okay, brother. You're supposed to kill him.
You know, when you have King Piccolo, it's like, yo, the whole world is at stake here.
Yeah, because we knew what we saw prior to what the daddy did, and if this the junior, he much tougher than, yeah, some shit really about to happen. This shit, this just some bored guy who like fighting all day. Like, this is a muscle head.
In the 23rd World Tournament, we know that the son of Piccolo is going to be there, and hell, he might try to fuck up the whole world if we don't stop him here and there.
This Toguro shit don't even go nowhere, bro. We don't even mention this nigga name ever again until they bring up the whole the power structure. Now we finally introduce this little power scale, our power level nonsense. Like, you halfway into your series, which is cool.
Yeah.
Be like, yeah, nah, this is B class.
And that he literally is just introduced and then mentioned again in order to be like, yo, here's something to measure against him. Oh, by the way, he wasn't shit.
Yeah, he was nothing, bro. Like, all that suffering, all that fake out, all that you had to, like, yeah, this was really nothing. There's more people out there that's owning a smoke. There's not even just one. There's multiple. There's A-class and there's F-class demons out there. And he just some B-class nigga that was just moving around, fucking y'all up. Congrats. Way to undermine this whole tournament. I think this tournament got too big for its own good. Because the next arc just completely just steps on it.
It steps on the entire concept of what the show has been up until that point.
I'll give to Togashi. He got ideas out the ass, but man, like he think too much. He in his head too much, bro. He in his head. He and the not the chainsaw idiot, the Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh yeah, Tommy.
They suffer from the same symptoms. They just got too much ideas for their whole head, and then they just stomp on whatever they established already. And it's like, cool, you did that, but for what cause? You just undermined the whole hell out of this whole tournament. I don't even give a shit about Toguro, bro. I really don't. The tournament, like, cool fights. There's cooler fights in the series as well. But yeah, if you like seeing the team you stay get into Scrabbles with some scrubs and the occasional tough guy, then yeah, this is the tournament for you. Definitely the tournament for you. This shit don't move nobody. Not in this house. Not me, especially that final. For a final fight, this was just stupid.
It is very hard to go back and put this in GOAT contention.
Nigga said Genkai came in and talked. Dude, what? When if he is like they just be doing like I didn't even know you could do that. The spirit that he absorbed and how he's taught like what are we doing here? What are we doing here? I'm sorry.
I love the Dark Tournament very, very much.
It's whatever to me. It's a whatever tournament with cool fights, and that's about it.
I'd say that with the love of knowing that it was pivotal for me in my fandom as a person who enjoys anime, not as an arc that stands like amongst all these other and above them. Like, can I say it is an iconic tournament in the fact that it's well known and easily recognized? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. A lot of people know the Dark Tournament, and that's great. That's awesome.
Thanks to Nami. Like, yeah, that's very cool. A lot of people know fucking G Gundam and Wing. That don't mean it's the best movie.
Exactly. So, listen, I wrap this all up to say
this shit not the GOAT.
It's not what they call it. Is it enjoyable? If you like it, but I'm not gonna tell you you're wrong.
I'm not gonna shit on it for that. Like, but it's just not the GOAT.
There's way worse shit out there too. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like if we're gonna talk about the greatest anime tournament arcs of all time, if we were saying that this list of tournaments that we've now wrapped up for this season is like in any sort of ranking order, this one goes above G Gundam. You know why? G Gundam's at the end.
Yeah.
There might be
there's no way I put this above the bottom shit.
Yeah.
There's no way I put this shit above the bottom.
Yeah, I'm looking at the whole list right now. I'm looking at the whole list of everything we talked about.
I'm not putting this shit with the bottom shit. I'm sorry. 23rd tournament? No way, nigga. No way. You'd be out your mind.
No way. Battle City, sorry, not saying it.
I'm sorry. I'm not jacking it.
I'll give it better than Fate Zero by itself.
Yeah.
Okay,
absolutely.
so it's second. We got two less. We got two under it. Just two. Only two.
Yeah.
Only two.
This shit is overrated, and the overrated don't mean bad, man.
Hey,
let me preface that.
Dead ass.
Let me preface that. Like, this is still, for what it's worth, if you like cool fights and all of that and cool moments, you got that.
Super Saiyan 2 Gohan fighting Cell is overrated. That's not make it make it terrible. It's a cool moment, but it's overrated. It's not
overrated.
You know what I'm saying? It's not the end all fucking be all.
Yeah, it's not the best moment of Dragon Ball. It's a cool moment, and that's about it. This is like, I'm just baffled that people saying that this is the best arc in the series, because it's really not. And to be honest, that the debacle of the Three King tournament, that whole, just the Three Kings, like I like that more than this shit, to be very honest with you. And that's half finished. We know, like, if you can recall just Togashi's health and just mental state, like, he was going through it. That shit was and I still put that over the Dark Tournament, to be very honest with you.
That's all I'm saying.
Like, this is just like, this is him getting his flow, like, and then everything else is just better that he's made. Most recognizable, and you got all the cool Doug moments, you got the funny, stupid lines. Like, I get it. I understand why people like it. I just don't think it's the GOAT. It's not it. Not even the shit we covered. And there's a bunch of tournaments that we did not have the chance to cover,
yes.
And I'm not putting it above something that I can think of right on the top of my head, to be very honest with you. So yeah, Yu Yu Hakusho, one of the anime that was a staple point in the 90s. Very huge influence in the early 2000s. It's still the shit. You know what I mean?
And it, look, again, Smile Bomb, whole amigo Takugan, I'm not turning that shit off anytime it ever come on.
That's jams. Like the anime, like I get why people roll with it. Don't get it twisted. I get why people fucking love it. Like sound wise, this is the embodiment of the 90s as a like it got it. Everything. This is all 90s right here. All 90s. I feel it. But like, just because it represents a time where people loved it and nostalgia varies and all that don't mean that this shit like.
And we gotta.
I'd be fool to say that this shit does.
And I was. Whenever I compared it on this episode to anything after 1994, it was to say how it was inspired by the Dark Tournament. I am not comparing this to anything after 1994. I want to be clear, but I will tell you this right now. Even compared, if you look at the manga came out in 92. This art was being done in 92. You can't even compare it to the Cell games because the Cell games was later in that same year. But I can easily compare it to Goku versus Frieza because that happened in 91.
Yeah, it happened right. Yeah.
And right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, just sorry.
That's exactly what happened here. Is that
good try. It wasn't even well done. At least the nigga died. I don't care if he got brought back via what was established already in the series since the beginning. Like that whole dude's X out the ass. I still can't believe Genkai told that nigga to go, oh yeah, kill his friends.
Kill his friends. After you just got killed by him, by the way.
Yeah. I thought when she died, that was gonna be the driving force where Yusuke to get it done. I did not think that it would take another person to open quotation die close quotation to happen, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying, this is the 90s. This is the 90s. If you ask the Gaji Kabi, you don't even think this is his best art, so I'm not even gonna be sitting here trying to OD on it. It is what it is. This is the beginning of what makes him who he is. And I still think that the chapter Black is like where he officially solidifies himself as a great writer.
And so, if anything, you can say
chapter Black better.
You know? Look, shouts out to Dark Tournament for helping simmer the pot that would lead to the amazing meal that was Chapter Black.
Yeah, thank you. I wouldn't. Yeah. I even saw a talk about domain in the Dark Tournament as well. So like, yeah, shout out to that. Like, the concepts were there. Nice little entry. Like, it was a good little prequel to the greatness that was Yu Yu Hakusho. But I'm not calling this shit to go.
This is just not where the meal is at. It took a little while for the meal to cook.
Yeah.
Where it's cooked at.
Niggas tried it with that goat talk. Not even the best. Is it the best arc of 92? Because Cell Games is 92, no? And Cell Games, I don't know whether you like overrated or not.
Look, you know what I'm saying? So,
you know what I'm saying? I mean, 92 had hard hitters, man.
You gotta weigh some things out. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, like Thou That Shall Not Be Named in the 90s was there. I think that's smoking there. I don't gotta mention Old Boy Name. Yeah.
So, I say it all to say, this has been an amazing season going over these tournament arcs. To be completely honest, I've enjoyed going through all of them, even if some may have been a challenge.
Yeah, there's a shout out to the thing that I buried.
We love G Gundam, even if we love to hate G Gundam.
Yeah,
Still
I don't even love to hate it no more. That shit is buried, bro. And all that 30-year anniversary, all that side story, kiss my ass. I'm not watching
I'm
that shit.
tuned in. That's later this month. I'm tuned in, boy.
I'm not tuning nothing. They talking about Master Asia gonna be there. I thought the nigga was dead.
It's a side story, they said. It could be.
Side story, so we just bringing back niggas that died.
It happened during the show.
Copy.
It can happen during the show.
Copy. We just bringing back niggas.
Watch,
that
it's
died.
gonna be before the Gundam final starts. Watch, just watch.
So the niggas teamed up with
Joe,
each
just
other.
watch. I'm telling you, just watch. There's gonna be some lady in some country that don't exist, and Neo Cambodia.
Neo Cambodia or some shit.
Yeah.
Like that shit, yo. I'm still ill. Niggas just trying to bring back that nostalgia. And nostalgia not moving.
I'm telling you.
I know, like a lot of people want to go back. It's just not the anime industry as a whole. It's just everybody's trying to rely on dipping back in the past. Nigga, just make new shit, bro. I do not care about you spending Gundam.
Hey, we talking about Bandai, brother.
Yeah, and I got nothing better.
You know how they do.
Niggas got the whole niggas just searching for any anniversary. They gonna find the shittiest anime on the planet right now and try to reboot that bitch if they can.
Watch. Between now and season 5, we're gonna get some announcements.
It's gonna be a lot of skip.
And we'll be glad to talk about all the bullshit that comes between now and then once we do come back, because please believe we will be back for season 5.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
only covering bullshit. we won't be talking about no bullshit. The source material for season 5 is not bullshit.
That's right.
So you're not getting a G Gundam episode.
Damn right.
Sorry, you might get a G Gundam tweet if I feel,
most.
good enough. It's gonna be me shitting on it. I ain't gonna watch the motherfucker.
But we do want to thank y'all for having tuned in this season, tuning in as we covered all these great tournament arcs this season. Hope y'all have an amazing time with y'all's lives, and that you do tune in back with us when we do return for season 5.
Yeah.
But until then, subs lie, dubs lie. We don't, never have, never will. We'll catch y'all next time.
Yeah, peace. Fucking Funimation Live. Togashi was capping. Everybody was capping. The timeline was capping. It was a lot of lies this fucking season. Shit.
And we can't wait to break down even more of them next time, man.
Yeah.
We'll catch y'all later. Peace.
Holla at your boys.
I thought, the fight with Kurama and Toyo was pretty cool. Wait, that's against Timasho. I'm sorry, I'm already getting mixed up.
Shit, all
I thought that
all the Kurama fights is the same, basically. But I digress.
I'll cut that out. They won't hear it. I'm at 29. What's my exact number right now? 29. It's about to show me. I'm gonna edit this anyway. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't fucking matter. They're not gonna hear me waiting.
Yeah, exactly. I'm at like 3,300 or something.
Yeah.
And I still got a couple of missions to knock out.
Oh, I've got plenty of missions.
Yeah, I got too much missions. It's just some of them. It was just some of the missions. The requirements.
I was logging in dailies for like 2 months, bro. I was like, give me my stones, leave me alone, bro.
Yo, exactly. I was getting to them. I was getting to them dailies like it was my second job. Shit, I needed that.